Kevin Mullen, General Manager of Cork City. First question, how much sleep have you gotten in the past week and a half?
Not much, Rory. Thanks very much for asking. I'm absolutely shattered, but it's just all going on adrenaline at the moment. Like most of us involved with the club now, we just want Friday to be over and done with, reassess the batteries come Saturday. And that's basically it. I mean, it's just pure adrenaline at the moment. I mean, when you think it's only been 9 working days since the appointment of General Manager, it's been non-stop. We pulled off some fantastic deals for the club, which we can grow with, not just for this year, but for many years to come. You know, with the kit deals, the main sponsors, with the likes of yourselves, the likes of Photo Wildlife, and then with Hummel and on the kit, and then, you know, even things like Floyd Griffin giving us laptops, Silver Springs giving us hotel rooms. It's just brilliant. I just wish I could make more phone calls in a day.
The goodwill surrounding the club since we've got the First Division licence has been astounding, hasn't it?
It's been absolutely brilliant, and obviously, you know, when you compare to how I was individually, personally, professionally only 3 weeks ago, it's a completely different world for me. The call to come on board as General Manager come pretty much out of the blue. I was willing to offer my services, and anyway, obviously I'm gainfully employed. I'm delighted on that, and I just hope I can give the people of Cork value for money for what I'm paid to do. And so far, so good. May it continue.
Were you worried that there was going to be a lot of damage done because of the previous regime?
I was, and to be fair, there still is, because you go out there, you know, first of all, when you're on the phone, you know, hi, it's Kevin Mullen calling from, and that's that pause of how do you describe yourself. Obviously, we have to give a bit of credibility to the previous regime. We can't use the name, so it's like, I'm calling from Cork's new football club, and it's a door opener. Everybody wants to talk to you, but, you know, conversation that should last 5 minutes can last sometimes up to an hour. You learn everything. You know, I've learned so much about Cork football history in the last 9 days. It's been unreal. But hopefully, there's an element of trust and credibility out there now. You know, let's face it, we've got over 600 bosses now I've got to report to as members of Foras, and who better to report to than people who are passionate and actually believe in what you're doing.
What does your role entail? How wide does it range?
To be fair, Rory, it's still pretty much open-minded. It's like, you know, Kev, do you want the job? Yes, go on in, I'll do it. And what am I doing? We'll find our feet eventually. But pretty much my focus is commercial at the moment. It has to be, just so we can get some valuable euros in sent in, and get the partnerships in, and then they can run themselves and then concentrate things on the match day sponsors, match balls and things. But generally, as General Manager, I think in fairness to all the guys and girls with the board of management, they've all got full-time jobs, they've all got family lives, and I don't think any of them have had any element of that recently. And if they can then sort of like leave the day-to-day management of the club to someone like myself, I'll be delighted to do so, and obviously report to them on a daily or weekly basis, however they see fit. But pretty much with my 15 years experience working in professional football, albeit at a lower on-field level back in London with Barnet, I do believe I've got enough about me from a smaller sort of setup to show what I can do.
Speaking of your 15 years experience, do you stop and think to yourself, no, I'm a general manager of a football club?
I do and I don't. It's strange, because I did make it up to commercial director level back at Barnet, which was probably like the natural glass ceiling to where I could go, and turned down various offers in the past of so-called better clubs, but it was always better the devil you know. I'm just delighted that, you know, going back to the previous club originally, it was when I was YouTubing and going on the internet about what is this football club, what is this city, and it was just fantastic. And to now be sort of like the general manager of it, yeah, it is a buzz, it's a social status thing. The biggest buzz I had was basically being unemployed on a Tuesday morning, getting a phone call Tuesday afternoon to say I'll take the commercial role, then getting another one in the evening saying, we don't want to offer you the commercial job, oh here we go, we want to make you the general manager. I was on cloud 9, and the missus was working nights, so I only had the 13-year-old up watching TV with me. I said, look, I don't believe him, I'm actually now the GM of the club, and he thought I was lying. But there you go. But yeah, delighted. It hasn't probably even really sunk in, it's just been chaos. Up to Derry, cars breaking down, impromptu nights out in Belfast, 11-hour train journeys home, absolutely cream cracker, mate.
Worth it for Davin O'Neill's goal, though.
To be fair, Rory, I missed it. You have to do the thing of, you know, the politeness, going to meet other directors and things, having the free cup of tea and a free tuna sandwich. You're making your politeness, and then you hear the big roar. You think, Christ, we must have gone 1-0 down, because the travelling support that night was absolutely fantastic. The noise was deafening, and I missed it, and I was too busy last night even to watch M&S.
I get you out here in a tough one. You unveiled the new jersey here tonight with all the sponsors, Red FM on the sleeves, we got Beamish on the front, we got Photo Wildlife Park in the back. When can fans buy it?
Good question. Not one I want to answer directly now, because I don't ever believe in making false promises. Safe to say, with Hummel and Kevin Batchelor particularly, who I've enjoyed probably in an association with for the last 5 years, we are pulling out the stops. We're trying to shorten a 90-day manufacturing period into as short a period as we can. There will be a limited number of the temporary jersey for retail. probably around about 100 to 150, because I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to take the mickey out of supporters and the goodwill, because I still believe the bespoke jersey, when it's launched and we'll be putting on our website tomorrow as a mock-up, is absolutely fabulous, and it is taking elements of the Cork football history and also the Cork sporting history and maintaining those two together. It is gorgeous, and I use that obviously because I've obviously had an element of it in the involvement, but there will be temporary jerseys, so I'd love to say it'll be ready for Friday, but I'm waiting for a shipment to come in from Germany, and then I've got to get it logoed up with all the sponsors we announced today. So fingers crossed.